Hello, grade 11 students! Welcome back for another math lesson. And in today's video, ang pag-uusapan natin ay under ng uh, basic calculus, which is evaluating limits. So in this video, magkakaroon tayo ng different techniques kung paano ba tayo nag-evaluate ng limits. Okay, so pwede tayo mag-evaluate ng limits. It could be in factoring, finding its conjugate, or kapag ka naman it is in a form of complex fractions, pwede natin itry yung simplifying or simplification. Okay, so without any further ado, simulan na natin. So we'll proceed with the different techniques in evaluating limits. Okay, for example, we have the limit of x squared minus x over x squared minus 1 as x approaches to 1. So let us first try substitution to determine kung kung mag-exist ba siya kapag substitution method yung ginamit natin. So we have, write natin dito. So the limit of x squared minus x over x squared minus 1 as x approaches to 1. So substitute natin, we have 1 squared minus 1 over 1 minus 1. That will give us 0 over 0. And 0 over 0 is undefined. So that means, hindi natin siya pwedeng gamitan ng substitution. So ano yung pwede pa natin gamitan? So try natin yung tinatawag nating factoring method. Ayan, so factoring method. Lagyan natin dito, factoring. So we have the limit of x squared minus x divided by x squared minus 1 as x approaches to 1. So we have the factor of x squared minus x and x squared minus 1. So paano natin ifa-factor itong numerator? So yung numerator natin, as you notice, it is in a form of greatest common monomial factor. So kung hindi pa kayo hindi nyo pa master yung factoring, so pwede nyo i-visit yung channel ko para malaman niyo kung yung mga ways kung paano tayo nagfa-factor ng polynomial. So it's really important na na-master ninyo yung factoring bago kayo pag-proceed sa evaluating of limits. Okay, so yung x squared minus 1 is in a form of greatest common monomial factor. So para malaman niyo kung paano tayo nagfa-factor ng ganitong method, may lalabas dito na banner, pakiclick na lang yon kung gusto niyo munang panoorin. So the limit of x squared minus x, the greatest common factor is x. So pwede natin ilabas yung x. X squared divided by x is x, and then x divided by x is 1. So we have minus 1. Over, yung denominator naman natin is in a form of difference of two squares. Why? Difference kasi minus siya. X squared is perfect square and 1 is also perfect square. So sabi natin sa difference of two squares, kung hindi rin kayo familiar sa difference of two squares, pakiclick lang din yung ating banner na lumabas para malaman nyo paano ba natin fina-factor yung difference of two squares. So yung x squared minus 1, it will become x plus 1, x minus 1 as x approaches to 1. So, kung mapapansin nyo, pwede na tayong mag-cancel. Cancel natin si x minus 1. So, that will leave us x over x plus 1 as x approaches to 1. Okay, then afterwards, i-substitute na natin yung ating 1 doon sa ating x to determine kung nag-exist ba yung ating limits. Okay, so we have 1 over 1 plus 1, that will give us 1 over 2. 1 over 2, so that means our limit exists. Okay, example number 2, we have the limit of x cubed plus 8 over x plus 2 as x approaches to negative 2. So, try muna natin i-substitute para malaman natin, para makita ninyo na hindi siya mag-exist kapag substitution. So, we have negative 2 cubed plus 8 all over negative 2 plus 2. That will give us 0 over 0. So that means it will not exist. Undefined siya eh. Okay. So try natin ngayon yung tinatawag nating factoring. Yung x cubed plus 8 natin is in a form of sum of perfect cube. Sum of perfect cube. Okay, so alam natin na ang x cube plus 8 are perfect cube. So, pwede natin siyang gamitan nung sum of perfect cube natin na factoring. Okay, so kapag di pa rin kayo familiar, pakiclick lang ulit yung banner sa taas para malaman ninyo kung paano tayo factor ng ganitong klase ng polynomial. So we have the limit of x cubed plus 8. Pag finactor natin yan, it will become x plus 2. And then get the square of the first term. Cube root ng x ay x cubed by x. Cube root ng 8 ay 2. Square natin yung x, it will become x squared. Multiply natin yung x and 2, it will become negative 2x. Minus kasi kapag plus yung given. So, negative 2x. And then, square natin yung last term, it will become positive 4. Okay, that's it. All over. So, we have all over x plus 2 as x approaches to negative 2. So, alam natin yung x plus 2, pwede na natin i-cancel yan. That will leave us x squared minus 2x plus 4 as x approaches to 2. So, substitute na natin yung, negative 2. Substitute na natin yung negative 2. It will become negative 2 squared. Negative 2 squared minus 2 times negative 2 plus 4 is equal to 4 plus 4 plus 4 is 12. 12 is not undefined, so that means the limit exists. Ayan. So, example number 3 na tayo. Tapos na tayo sa factoring. So, this time, we are going to evaluate functions or limits na merong mga radical sign or radical symbol. Okay. So, let's say, for example, in number 3, let us evaluate the limit of the square root of 1 plus x minus 1 divided by x or over x as x approaches to 0. So, try muna natin gamitan ng substitution para makita nyo na hindi nag-exist yung kanyang limit. So, substitute natin. Square root of 1 plus 0 minus 1 over 0 will give us 1 minus 1 is 0 over 0. So, that means this is undefined. Okay. So, anong pong gagamitin natin na way or method? Kasi unang-una, hindi naman na sila factorable, okay? So, ang gagamitin natin dito, yung tinatawag nating conjugate. So, paano ba yung tinatawag nating conjugate? Lagay natin dito ay limit of square root of 1 plus x minus 1 over x as x approaches to 0. Okay, paano po yung ginatawag nating conjugate? So, yung conjugate natin, magmumultiply lang tayo ng check niyo yung may radical sign natin. So, magmumultiply lang tayo ng same na numerator and denominator sa kanila. Instead na minus, plus naman. So, it will give us square root of 1 plus x plus 1 over square root of 1 plus x plus 1. That's it. Next. I-multiply na natin. After natin kuhanin yung conjugate niya, so multiply na natin. So we have the limit of square root of 1 plus x minus 1, square root of 1 times square root of 1 plus x plus 1 is in a form of difference of two squares. Okay, so meron tayong tinatawag na square root of 1 plus x minus 1, ayan, multiply na lang natin, square root of 1 plus x plus 1 all over x times square root of 1 plus x plus 1 as x approaches to 0. Okay. Then afterwards, FOIL method natin yung square root of yung dalawa na to, FOIL method natin sila. So, dito na lang natin ilagay yung kasunod. Will give us square root of 1 plus x times, yung first term natin, square root of 1 plus x, it will become 1 plus x. Then afterwards, outer term naman natin ay square root of 1 plus x times 1 is positive square root of 1 plus x. And then, square root of 1 plus x, ay, negative 1 times square root of 1 plus x is negative square root of 1 plus x. And then, negative 1 plus 1 is negative 1. All over x times square root of x plus 1 plus 1. That will give us, cancel na to kasi negative, square root of 1 plus x minus square root of 1 plus x is 0. So, cancel na yon. Yung 1 natin minus 1 is 0 din. So, cancel na. So, it will leave us x over x times square root of x plus 1. Sorry, 1 plus x. We have 1 plus x plus 1. Ayan. So, pwede rin natin i-cancel yung x. So, matitira na lang dito ay 1. So, we have 1 over square root of 1 plus x plus 1. Ayan. Ngayon, try natin i-substitute para malaman natin kung nag-exist siya. So, we have 1. Ang value ng limit natin ay 0. So, we have square root of 1 plus 0 plus 1. That will leave us 1 over 1 plus 1 is 2. Therefore, the limit exists kasi 1/2 siya. Next example, we have the limit of x minus 16 over the square root of x minus 4 as x approaches to 16. So, gagamitan ulit natin siya ng conjugation. So, alam natin na kapag sinubstitute natin, alisin na lang natin itong word na substitution. Kasi kapag sinubstitute natin yan, it will automatically be undefined. So, gamitan natin ng conjugation. So, we have, multiply tayo ng square root of x plus 4 over square root of x plus 4. Yan. So, we have the limit of x squared ay x minus 16 times square root of x plus 4 all over x square root of x minus 4 times square root of x plus 4 ay difference of 2 squares. So, we have square root of x squared minus 4 squared as x approaches to 16. Okay. Then afterwards, pwede natin itong i-evaluate. So, we have the limit of x minus 16 times square root of x plus 4 all over square root of x squared. Square root of x squared is simply x. And then, square of x squared is simply x, and then 4 times 4 is 16. So, minus 16. And napansin, as x approaches to 16, napansin niyo merong common factor. So, we can cancel that. Ang matitira na lang sa atin ay square root of x plus 4 as x approaches to 16. And then, pwede na tayong mag-substitute ngayon. Yung square root of x natin, it will become square root of 16 plus 4. And square root of 16 is 4 plus 4 is 8. Therefore, 8 ang sagot natin, the limit exists. Yan, so ganun lang siya kasimple. Okay, another example, in number 5, the limit of 1/4 plus 1 over x all over 4 plus x as x approaches to negative 4. Okay, so try natin i-substitute para malaman natin kung nag-exist siya. So we have 1, focus lang tayo dito sa complex fraction natin. So, we have 1/4 plus 1 over negative 4 all over 4 plus negative 4. It will give us 0 over 0 which is undefined. So, hindi pwede. Aside from that, wala naman tayong pwedeng i-factor and hindi naman natin pwedeng gamitan ng conjugation kasi unang-una sa lahat, ala naman siyang radical sign. So, all we have to do first is to simplify. So, tinatawag nating simplify. Simplifying complex fraction. I-simplify muna natin. So, we have, focus muna tayo dito. So, kunin na muna natin yan. So, we have 1/4 plus 1 over x. Yun muna. So, cross multiplication. 1 times x is x. 4 times 1 is 4. And 4 times x is 4x. So, we have x plus 4. Add lang natin yung x plus 4 over 4x divided by 4 plus x. Ayan. So, lagyan na natin yung limit natin. So, we have the limit of x plus 4 over 4x all over 4 plus x as x approaches to negative 4. Then afterwards, kunin natin yung reciprocal ng 4 plus x over 1 para maging multiplication na siya. So we have the limit of x plus 4 over 4x, simply reciprocal nito, so we have times 1 times 1 over 4 plus x as x approaches to -4. So we have, cancel na lang yon, ang matitira na lang sa atin ay limit of 1 over 4x as x approaches to -4. Ayan. And then afterwards, simplify, i-substitute na natin. So we have 1 over 4. Ang value ng x natin ay -4. So we have 1 over 4 times -4 is -16 or -1 over 16. Di naman siya 0 as denominator. That means, therefore, our limit exists. Okay, so that's all for today. I hope you learned something on our video. Thanks for watching.